everyone! Welcome to Wreck This Journal number 6! And that is 6 for any of you guys who don't speak weird. If you didn't catch my most recent video, I just posted a DIY water candle. I will link that below along with my entire Wreck This Journal playlist because I've done a lot of fun things in the past, and if you guys are interested, you can click below and watch everything. I decided to do a little bit of an Easter theme for one of the pages today. Since I'm not doing an entire Easter themed DIY like I usually have done in the past, I thought it would be cool to just include it in this. If you happen to be seeking even more Eastery DIYs, check out my friends' videos. There's Peter, aka Pita Bread, Joseph Anthony, It's Me Chris, Chrissy from DIY Life Fox, and some pranks from DIYs by Abraham. So be sure to check them out and subscribe because they're all really cool. And if you haven't subscribed yet to my channel, you can join the family by clicking that red button below and also the bell icon to be notified every single time I post a new video, which is usually every Friday and Sunday. I'm kind of working on that right now. I got a little bit behind last weekend, so it kind of is all like spiraling downhill, but I'm trying to get back on track. If you've been liking my Wreck This Journal series so far, then give this video a big thumbs up to let me know the goal is 10,000. So let's try to hit that. My voice is kind of like that. But now, without further ado, let's get on into the pages for today. Oh yeah. The first page I'm going to show you is this Infuse one. I immediately thought of a cupcake when I saw the little cloud shape and thought that that looked like cupcake frosting, so I'm going to transform it. First, I'm going to draw a cherry on top. I did the outline with a regular pencil, and I'm using a colored pencil to create the stem. Next, I'm using cherry red acrylic paint, so ironic. And I'm taking a small paintbrush, and I'm going to put a couple layers of paint on this because it didn't cover the black completely, so I think I put 3 actually layers. And you could still see the black through, but whatever. I'm moving on to the white highlight with some white acrylic paint. Then I switched to a dotting tool to add sprinkles. This is just a metal dotting tool that I usually use for polymer clay, but I dipped that in acrylic paint, of course, and I just put little lines on in pink, a kind of like teal blue, and white. Then with Crayola markers, and this one actually smells like chocolate, but it's a very faint smell. So this actually does count as infusing the page with a smell of your choosing, but I'm going to add more after. So I drew the cupcake wrapper outline and some of the little lines inside just to give it some texture. Then I moved on to using 2 different colors of colored pencil, and I use Prismacolor, but you can use any kind that you want, and you don't even have to use colored pencil here. You could just use all marker or paint or whatever. To add even more of a pleasant aroma to the page, I'm using these candle scents, and by the way, I did create these candles here, and I have a video on them if you have not seen. It's a couple years old, so I'll link that below. I took a paintbrush and created little dots on the background of the page, and the reason that I did circles and not just painted this all over is because it's not going to actually dry complete. Well, it dries, but the oil is going to be present. So you're always going to see a faint circle with this oil, which isn't a big deal, but I just wanted to make it incorporate into the design instead of just be scribbled on, I guess. And there we go, a totally predictable SoCraftastic design. I always tend to gravitate toward cupcakes and bows when I create little projects. The next page I'm going to do is throw something. It has an image of a dartboard, so naturally I'm going to take it over to my dart cabinet and I'm going to attach it here and actually throw a dart at it. So original, not, but it's going to be a lot of fun, so I had to do it. And I'm guessing that most of you had no idea that I own a dartboard. It's actually up at my apartment. I post videos on Snapchat of me playing sometimes, and also I tweet about it. I tweet about how bad I am because clearly you can see the holes on the wall here underneath the board. I actually removed the page with an X-Acto blade, and then I push pinned it to the center of the dartboard. Then I got some cutesy shots of me with the darts. Aww. Ah. That was bad. And it took me a few tries to get it, but I managed to hit the middle. Bullseye. Oh my god, I got it! Now I'm inserting the page back into the book, just using clear tape for this and my tape dispenser. I made this. It looks kind of like Mike Wazowski. I taped it back in, and you can see here that I ripped it off at first because I wanted to cut the piece of tape in half and make it thinner. I lined all along the front and pushed that down. Then I turned the page to the other side and secured the back as well. So 2 layers of tape to make sure it doesn't come out nice and secure in the book. Then I found a really pretty dart on Google Images. It's a turquoise one, but from the printed image you can't really tell. The detail on this and the color doesn't do it justice. Here's what it looks like on my Mac monitor. Beautiful. I really want to get a dart like this, or darts like this. I don't want just one, I want 3. I cut it out and glued it onto the page with a glue stick, and that is it for now. I'm probably going to add more to this page later on, maybe some sort of design or throw something else on it, maybe dip something in paint and throw it, but I'll do that in a future video. The final page that I'm doing in this video is the pressed leaves and other found things here. We're gonna get into shaving cream marbling, which is so fun. First, you need shaving foam, not gel. You need the foam. Squirt that into a pie tin or any sort of large container that you have, and you'll want about an inch or 2, and then you're gonna smooth that out with a spatula or anything else that can flatten shaving cream. It's really fun doing this. It's kind of like spreading cake frosting. Once that's nice and smooth, grab some food coloring. I chose neon, and you're going to drip a few drops on top. Raindrop. But seriously, drip them all over. You don't want to get too much, so just space them, I don't know, 2 inches apart, and put as many colors in as you want. Then take something thin and pointy, such as a bamboo skewer, or you could use a dotting tool, a toothpick, a fork even, and you're just going to swirl everything around. Then I wanted to protect all the other pages of the book, so I put plastic wrap around both sides and just had the one page exposed. This is of course the page that I'm going to dip face down into the marbling, and I pressed that in kind of gently because I didn't want it to get too covered in shaving cream, but it's okay if it does. Then I just set it aside on a brown paper bag and I let it dry for a little bit, just a couple minutes. With paper it doesn't really matter how long you let it sit because it kind of automatically is the color saturation that it's going to be. Gently take a paper towel or a tissue and dab away the shaving cream. Then I removed the plastic wrap, and now we're gonna get on into the egg marbling. I just got a carton of 6, but there's definitely enough dye and cream left over at the end to do more than this, which you'll see. Take one egg at a time and dip it into the shaving cream, and then how you roll or dip it around is totally up to you. You can see that I kind of rolled it in a straight line here, took it out, and put it over to the side, but then wait, I decided that there wasn't a spot covered, so I took it back and dipped it in some more. By the way, I do recommend wearing gloves on your hands for this. You don't have to because the dye will wash off your hands after a few washes, but I didn't want my hands to be stained, so I chose to wear the gloves. And then I grabbed another egg and I wanted that one to have blue on it, so you can kind of pick and choose which color and which kind of pattern your egg is going to get by looking around at the shaving cream top. I did figure out though that these tend to get very, very pink. So I probably could have put a little bit less of the pink food coloring and more of the blue and green. It's all totally up to you which color and how you want your eggs to turn out though. And usually people hard boil their eggs before they do this, but I did not. Just so you guys know, it does work that way, but if they happen to crack, then it'll be a super messy experience. Just be careful. Once all your eggs are dip dyed and colored beautifully, you're going to let them sit on something such as a brown paper bag, a plastic bag, anything so your surface will not get dirty and stained. You'll want them to sit here at least 10 minutes to let the color soak in. I think I let mine sit for 20 minutes. Then, once the time is up, go ahead and grab some paper towels and you're going to dab them off carefully. At first I was wiping it off a little and it drugged the colors, so that's going to erase some of the detail. You can wipe it off, but it's better to dab. And another thing I realized is that the pink really saturates the gloves. So if you do rinse your hands off in between, you're not going to saturate all the other eggs with pink. Here's how mine turned out, and I think they're very pretty. I'm really happy with them and they were a lot of fun to make. And another thing I did figure out, since the gloves were staining them, you can dip your finger into the shaving cream mixture after they're all wiped off and just put a little bit of that color onto the egg, and you can basically manipulate the pattern on the egg if you think that it doesn't have enough green somewhere or it has too much white, whatever. So I think this egg is my favorite. I love how you can see all the different colors. There's some white on it, and there's also this dark purple on top. I also like this pastel one. And then I wanted to show you a third as well. It's mainly blue and pink. And going back to the page in the book, if any of you were wondering, I pressed it into the shaving cream. So that's why I used the pressed page, in case any of you guys were confused and didn't get the connection. Probably a little bit of a stretch, but hey, that's what Rectus Journal is for. Let me know in the comment section below which page from this video is your favorite, and more wrecking is on the way. I'll see you in the next video. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope that you enjoyed, and if you did, please give it a big thumbs up. Also, I hope to see you back here on hopefully what will be Friday's video. I'm trying really hard. I know that the past couple weeks have been a Saturday video, and yeah, fingers crossed Friday will be a thing again. I'm planning to do a fun DIY for you all, and then next Sunday will be another Rectus Journal. I'm pretty excited for that, but right now I gotta be honest, I'm more excited to go eat dinner. I'm having tacos. That is what's been on my mind. That and sleep, because I'm so tired. Remember, if you want something else to watch, you can check out all of my most recent videos and or my friends' videos that I mentioned. You have a lot of stuff to keep you occupied if you're bored or need some ideas for new DIYs. I hope you guys have a great rest of the day. I'll see you soon. Bye. To give it a big thumbs up. Yeah, that was a motorcycle. DIY water candle DIY. DIY water candle DIY. Redundant.